Great. Time is the only asset you can never get back. Yet, most of us think of it as it's unlimited or free. We pile our days, we book our calendars, we became busy most of the time, but a lot of the time we don't know where we're heading, and we always feel we are behind. Today, I'm going to challenge how we think of our time, not only as a schedule to fill, but also as an investment to optimize. Because with every decision we take on how we spend our time, that will shape our lives, both personally and professionally. My name is Ibrahim Misto. I'm a husband and a father of 3 boys, and every day my work is driven by answering one simple question. How can I, with the limited time I have every day, can help in building more equitable and then more inclusive future through digital and financial inclusion? Back early in my career, my calendar was empty, and that frustrated me. I used to look at senior leaders around me with full calendars, and I would say, why not me? Why they have back-to-back meetings, and then I'm sitting idle, so I'm not successful. So I started chasing meetings. I sat in meetings where I'm not supposed to. I spoken even when I had nothing to say. I stayed longer than I'm expected because, to me, at that time, a busy calendar meant you mattered. I remember those days when I used to go back home and my wife looks into my eyes, and she's skilled to know when she looks at my eyes if something wrong happened during my day. So she would ask me, Ibrahim, what went wrong today with you? And then I was embarrassed to tell her I'm upset because I'm not called to meetings, so I'm not successful. So she would say, Ibrahim, just calm down. It's a matter of time. You will be called to meetings. You get busy like others. Don't worry. And then she was right. You know, usually women are right? So I had to wait a few years down the line, and then she was right. My calendar started getting busy. And then now I had a different kind of problem, which is how to prioritize all these kind of meetings coming to me. So I started now deciding which meetings I have to attend myself, which meetings I have to delegate to my teams, which meetings shouldn't have been meetings even the first place, and is not even worth my time to be there. So let me take you through the scene of a few of those meetings. So the first meeting said strategic alignment meeting, 60 minutes. You are invited, cameras on, cameras off, and then usually in those meetings, okay, let's wait for others to join, and you see like 10 minutes already gone just waiting for others to join those meetings. And then by minute 8 or 10, you join. And then by minute 15, you are still setting the context. By minute 30, you are aligning perspectives. By minute 45, you are almost there. And then suddenly, at minute 58, just 2 minutes before the end of the meeting, someone will raise their hand and ask the most honest question in the whole meeting. What are we here to decide? Then after that question, silence. So imagine the most honest question came just 2 minutes before concluding the meeting. So here is the hard truth. That meeting was never about alignment. It was about avoidance. Avoiding clarity, avoiding accountability, and then avoiding the cost of being wrong. Now, let me take you through the scene of another meeting, same topic, but this time says 15 minutes, decision required. No long introductions, no long slides, no let's circle this back, just one simple question. What are we here to decide? So suddenly, everything shifts. People will sit differently, they will listen differently, even they will speak carefully, because now time is not anymore available to hide. So here is what I've learned after years in boardrooms and then leading transformational programs across organizations. When time is scarce, noise disappears. Thinking sharpens. There will be no room for people to talk for the sake of talking to impress their line managers or maybe lobbying with other guys and then playing politics. Rather, courage rises, and eventually you have quick and quality decisions. Also, wasting time, we all know, is frustrating for all of us, right? But it's also costly. When I looked at statistics, billions, tens of billions of dollars organizations are losing due to unproductive meetings. And that's a killer to organization. But guess what? The loss is not only financial, it's also human, because the team are getting fatigued, they are getting unproductive, and the culture that's spreading in the organization is becoming more about busy for the sake of being busy or filling void time instead of being productive and efficient. Also, we all struggle to use the limited time that we have every day. But how many of you get interrupted, even when you study, even when you work? I was shocked when I saw a stat which said that we need more than 20 minutes to refocus after every interruption. More than 20 minutes. And with the amount of interruptions we get every day, that accumulates to almost 4 hours every day of our time getting lost due to interruption. And that's stealing our focus. So let that sink with you and start thinking, are you booking that time in your day so you'll avoid to be disrupted? Are you booking that time to work on your report or to work on some creative ideas for your startup? Start thinking of that. So I would leave you with 3 actions I would like you to think of. 1, always think of that meeting you want to get yourself committed to. Think also of your time as a return of investment, because as a leaders, we always think of our time, when you talk about return of investment, we link it to finance, we link it to, let's say, headcount, but we never or underestimate how can we link the return of investment of our time. Always think of your time committed. What value am I getting in return of that? And then 3, always get sometimes and reshape the quality and the amount of people you can get in a room. Sometimes with a lesser people, you can get sharper discussion, quicker and agile decisions. And then time is the most expensive asset we have. And the moment we stop thinking at it as free, everything changes. And also, as I mentioned earlier, how you spend your time will shape your life. And then I want to share with you a personal story. I was reluctant to share this before. And then I said, no, let me share with you. There could be some learnings to some of you. How that shaped my life. In 2017, I got a promotion. And I had to relocate to another country, leaving my wife and the 3 boys in a different country. Very well paid job. I left there. 2 months down the line, it was getting hard. And in one of the visits back home, during one of the weekends, I still remember it was a Sunday afternoon, and then I was about to catch up a flight. But before that, I was just walking into the kitchen, and then the door of the kitchen is just close to the door of my house. So my youngest boy followed me. He was 5 years at that time. So he followed me, and then he held my trouser. And he said, "Dad, don't leave us." That was a turning point in my whole life and my career, because from that, I headed to my company and then I resigned, because that reflected something very important with me. Usually we watch these retired executives, and then when they are interviewed and asked that famous question, what is the most regret points in your whole career? And they usually said, I didn't spend much time with my family. So I said, why should it be one of them? If I'm seeing that reality from now, why shouldn't I take control of my life and then decide how I would like to spend my time for the coming few years? So I took that bold decision to decide. A lot of friends and colleagues around me thought I'm crazy. And if I look back, I say, yeah, I was crazy at that time. But I had to take it, because things that I lost were money. Yes, I left a very well-paid job. There were career progression. People that started with me are more progressed in my career than me. But I said, these things that I've lost, money and career progression, I can regain them in the future. But those years in the age of my boy, from 5 to 12, I wouldn't get them. And why 12? Because last year, I got an offer to go back to the same company I left, but this time in the same country as my family. So yes, I lost 8 years, work in different locations, and then what I've lost, I'm able to regain. But those 8 years in the life of my child, I gained them, and these I can get them back. And as I mentioned, time is the most important asset that you cannot get back. So always think, every time you want to take a decision to invest your time, that would shape your life, both personal and professional, as it did for me. Thank you so much.